Hi everyone, James Baek here. It's time for some more VGC 2015 battles from the Those Battle Spot Ladder. I know it's been a while. It was my birthday yesterday, and I was feeling kind of sick a few days ago. But we're all back in shape. I don't know what's with me and getting sick before my birthday. It's been a tradition for like 4 years now. But anyway, we are going back onto the Battle Spot Ladder with our Gardevoir, Landis Varian, Scrafty, Rotom Wash, Amoonguss, and Heatran. We're going to find 2 battles, and hopefully we can win. Adria S. from Spain with a rating of 1659 will be our first opponent today. Bring Kangaskhan, Edgeslash, Rotom Heat, Nidoking, Breloom, and Suicune. So, Nidoking, not a Pokemon we normally see in VGC. Its most common items, probably Life Orb or Choice Scarf. Because Nidoking can outspeed a Adamant Max Speed Choice Scarf Landorus variant. Nidoking is going to be a threat. Breloom's going to be the most annoying threat though. How do I want to handle this? I think I want FD and Heatran to lead. Yeah, I could see those leading. Or do I? Rotom Wash for sure. Did I bring Gardevoir? I don't think I bring Gardevoir. I'm not gonna bring Gardevoir. The reason I'm not bringing Gardevoir is actually Gardevoir probably outspeeds Breloom. That might be an error on my part. That might be an error. Because I keep thinking this team doesn't outspeed Breloom. But then I realize I have 3 Pokemon that outspeed Breloom. Oh well, let's see. Scrafty and Heatran will lead. Hoping he doesn't lead Nidoking and Kangaskhan. But he leads it. Okay. So here, he's probably going to fake out Scrafty, go for the Earth Power right away. I don't have much to stop that. I think I'm going to switch out Scrafty, go into Landis Varian. It's my best play. I'm going for the Protect, because he might Ice Beam the Heatran slot, expecting to switch into Landorus, which I could rarely see. And if he locks himself into that Ice Beam, because I'm thinking Scarf, I really think he's Scarf. And if he's not Scarf, Earthquake should just knock out the Nidoking. So let's see, the Kangaskhan is going to Mega Evolve. Let's see, you're probably going for the Fake Out. Maybe you go for Power Punch. Or Low Kick. We're going to protect Heatran because Heatran is important in this game. Fake Out is going to come out onto Landis Varian. Now, did Nidoking go for the Ice Beam or did it go for, let's say, Earth Power? But it does go for the Earth Power, and that's perfect. He's probably locked into Earth Power. I'm just going to Choice Band Earthquake, and I'm going to switch out Heatran, go into Rotom Wash, because I don't want to take an Earthquake. He's going to withdraw Nidoking, which I do expect. He's probably Choice Scarf. Breloom's going to come out, and that's fine. That's fine. Actually, I could have superpowered the Kangaskhan, but he's going to switch out, so this works in our favor. Suicune's actually coming out, and this is working perfectly for us. Because we get our Rotom Wash in for free, an Earthquake Choice Banded should knock out the Breloom. And the Choice Band Earthquake with a Thunderbolt, well, 2 Choice Band Earthquakes and a Thunderbolt should knock out this Suicune. So we are in a very fantastic position after this turn. Let's see how much it does to Breloom. I think it should do a good amount, as it does over half. To both Pokemon! That is fantastic. We're going to go for an Earthquake. We're going to go for the Hydro Pump into the Suicune in case he wants to switch out. He's going to protect Breloom, which makes sense. And I'm just going to Earthquake because an Earthquake will knock out the Suicune. Unless it was a crit, which I don't think it was. Yeah, it's not a crit. We knock out the Suicune right away, and that is great. That is just amazing. Hydro Pump into the Breloom. Now, that's not so bad of a turn. Because now he probably gets a free switch, and I'd say Nidoking. Nidoking is coming out. He's probably going to Ice Beam the Landorus, so I'm just going to switch out Landorus. He pretty much has to Ice Beam the Landorus. And if he locks it, and if he goes for Earth Power, I get a free switch back into my Heatran and Heat Wave, and this game is guaranteed. I mean, to Landers, and this game is guaranteed over. So I'm going to switch out, go into Heatran. I'm going to protect with Rotom, just so I don't get Sport. He might be smart and Sport into the Lander slot, which would be a really good play, but it's not the end of the world if he does that. I feel like I win this either way. So we're going to protect with Rotom. Let's see, I would say the Spore into the Rotom Wash and the Ice Beam. He is going to lock himself into that Ice Beam into the Heatran slot, which doesn't do much. And the Spore into the Rotom, as I expected. Here we'll just Heat Wave, and we're going to go for the Thunder Wave into the Nidoking slot, since he probably has to be forced to switch out. Yeah, he's forced to switch out. That is Choice Scarf Nidoking, as I assumed. Going on into Kangaskhan, we're going to get a Heat Wave off, hopefully onto the Breloom. And if it doesn't, I mean, it's not the end of the world. He is going to protect Breloom, so we get free damage onto this Kangaskhan and a free Thunder Wave, which is the biggest deal. Heat Wave is going to come out. Kangaskhan is going to avoid, which is unfortunate, but not the worst thing in the world, as we do get the Thunder Wave off onto the Kangaskhan. And here, I think I'm just going to protect Heatran and protect Rotom, because there's really no point of letting these Pokemon take extra chip damage from a Fake Out combination. So let's see. Double Protect coming out. And Bullet Seed into the Rotom Wash, and a Low Kick into the Heatran. Heat Wave Hydro Pump should get the Kangaskhan, so I think I'm going to go for it. I think Breloom's going to protect here, so I could go for an accurate Flash Cannon, but I think Hydro Pump plus Heat Wave will knock out the Kangaskhan. It's actually going to withdraw the Breloom, which is pretty good, because getting free damage onto a Nidoking is always good. It's always good. Heat Wave does connect with both Pokemon. This should do a lot of damage. Oh, actually that does less to Kangaskhan than I thought. We are going to get a Hydro Pump off, targeting the Kangaskhan. But yeah, not enough actually. Low Kick going to go onto the Heatran, but this is alright to be honest. Critical Hit did not matter. Low Kick was going to get rid of the Heatran. Flash Cannon actually would have been the better play, but we got all that free damage onto Nidoking. So, Nidoking, most likely a special attacker, can't really hit Rotom or Scrafty for big damage, even with Sheer Force as its ability. I'm just going to knock off the Nidoking and Thunderbolt the Kangaskhan. There's really no way for my opponent to win, because if I knock off the Choice Scarf, well, even if I knock out the Choice Scarf, it's not a big deal. His Kangaskhan has Fake Out, so it most likely can't protect. So only one of these and Nidoking's definitely Choice Scarf, so he's not going to be able to protect one of his Pokemon, so one of his Pokemon's going down guaranteed, even if he switches out. He's actually going to go for the Ice Beam, trying to get the freeze onto the Scrafty, which is fine, because I get a Thunderbolt onto the Kangaskhan, I get a knockoff onto Nidoking, and Breloom versus the world, you can't really win against this. As we get a knockoff onto the Nidoking, that's going to pick up the knockout, and that is going to be the game. Well, not the game, because it was Choice Scarf. And I think I just played that really dominantly. I just knew my options right away. Breloom's going to come out, but what can Breloom do? I might as well just switch Scrafty out into Landers and Thunder Wave the Breloom, because I get Intimidate off onto Breloom. And if he Spores the Rotom's Wash slot, Landers outspeeds, he is going to Spore the Lander slot, which is okay for me because I do get a free Thunder Wave off onto this Breloom, which is awesome. A free Thunder Wave is nothing to laugh at. And I'm just going to rotate Intimidates just so he can't really come back from this. And I'm going to protect Rotom, because I could just outspeed the Scrafty, go for the Drain Punch, and this Breloom is going down. Let's see if he predicted this and went for the double Spore, since there is no Sleep Clause in VGC for all of those in singles. There is no Sleep Clause. He can Spore as many times as he likes as he Spores the Rotom. Now I can just Drain Punch and Thunderbolt, and there's no way for my opponent to win. as the match is going to be forfeited, and I will be taking this pretty dominantly, I think. I think I just played that really well. Basically knew what my opponent was going to go for, and even if he was able to predict my move, I just had the options to take care of. Like, if he predicted the Heatran to switch out to Landorus, or vice versa, I would have got a free switch into the other, and just force that Nidoking out, getting free damage on the rest of his Pokemon, which is kind of what I did. But anyway, time for a second battle, and hopefully it will be an awesome victory for us as well. Okay, Pig Rock with a 1558 rating from Italy will be our second opponent of the day. Bring a team of Hydreigon, Greninja, Amoonguss, Suicune, Metagross, and Arcanine. So, I mean, this is a pretty cool team. I actually like it a lot. I feel that it's very Heatran, like, over-prepared for Heatran, which makes sense because Metagross is the Mega Evolution. I feel like it has nothing for Rotom Wash other than Amoonguss. I don't want to go at this. I think that Scrafty does really well. Scrafty Rotom Wash. I could bring Landorus. But I think I'm going to go Heatran for the Amoonguss and bring Gardevoir in the back. Because Gardevoir with Hyper Voice will just sweep the Hydreigon, do big damage to the Greninja if it doesn't have Gunk Shot. And Suicune, it can't do much. I can Snarl, I can go for Calm Minds and Psyshocks and stuff. And yeah, I wonder what he'll bring. I think he has to bring the Metagross. Metagross, definitely. Maybe the Arcanine. Arcanine could be a good option. I think that he'll definitely bring Greninja. And for his last one, I don't know. He really has no good answer to Scrafty. So Scrafty's probably going to be my win condition. So I can't afford it to be burned by the Arcanine. Most likely he's going to lead something like Metagross Arcanine. And if that's the case, I'll just switch out Scrafty into Heatran and fund away the Metagross. Because if I can I'm going to try to paralyze the team with Rotom Wash. If I can do that, I gain so much momentum since he really doesn't have a fun speed control unless that Hydreigon has Tailwind or Thunder Wave. So I'm going to lead Scrafty and Rotom because very safe, very bulky lead. I really love this lead. Against Greninja and Metagross. Very interesting lead. We get Intimidate off, which might actually matter against the Greninja since Greninja is kind of that awkward Pokemon. I wonder what we do here, though. Do we fake? Who do we fake out? Who do we Thunder Wave? He's probably going to double protect, but still. I think I'm going to fake out Metagross, since Metagross can do the most damage, and I'll Thunder Wave the Greninja. Because he might try to substitute with Metagross, and if he substitutes with Metagross, that would be a huge play. And Greninja, I don't know what he wants to go for. I would assume it's physical by the team composition. Yeah, it's got to be physical from the team composition, because unless it's Bandit Arcanine, Greninja's the only possible physical attacker that's viable on his team. So that's what I think. He might even switch out. He does switch out Greninja, which is a good play. Going out into Amoonguss, excellent play. However, he does leave himself vulnerable to the Heatran when it does come out. Unless Metagross carries Earthquake, which would stink if it does. Metagross is going to protect, which is actually, we get the best out of this possible turn. We get a Thunder Wave off onto the Amoonguss, which I know doesn't seem impressive. It kind of does help. So here, I think he's going to. I don't know. If I were him, I would substitute and. Rage Powder. I'm gonna switch out Scrafting to Heatran and protect Rotom, because this is a safe play. I don't think Amoonguss is gonna Spore. I really think it's gonna go for that Rage Powder. I mean, he might try to Spore to Scrafty. That's a possible option, but I really don't see that happening. I think you have to go for that Rage Powder. Because a double target could happen onto Metagross and knock it out. A Hydro Pump knockoff would definitely knock out Metagross at this range. And yeah, there's not much my opponent can do. He might also pull a double switch, which I could really see, expecting the Heatran to come out in this scenario. And if he does that, brilliant play. But I can protect Heatran and Thunder Wave whatever's coming in. And right now, I really gotta save Scrafty. As you guys can see, Scrafty just walls these Pokemon, especially if I can get Intimidate off onto Metagross. So Metagross isn't switching out. Heatran's gonna come out. Let's see. Do you have a Fighting type move on Metagross? I hope it's not Hammer Arm. We're gonna protect Rotom. Let's see, Rage Powder. Yep, there's the Rage Powder as I predicted. And the Ice Punch onto the Heatran. That is better. That is good. That is good. Don't freeze, because we were frozen by Ice Punch earlier on stream. If you guys haven't, I've been streaming a lot. I even streamed for 4 hours today. That's a lot. I'm going to Heat Wave here, and I'm actually going to Thunder Wave the Amoonguss, because I think Metagross is going to protect, and he's going to switch out the Amoonguss into something that can threaten Heatran. Maybe Greninja. Well, I could have Thunder Wave that slot too, but I think Hydreigon's coming in. And if I can paralyze Hydreigon, we're going to be in a very good position. Metagross is going to protect. Oh man, this could be bad. Possibly. If Amoonguss avoids the Heat Wave. Be paralyzed. Yes. We're gonna Heat Wave here. We're gonna Thunder Wave the Metagross slot since it cannot protect. Oh man, RNG for RNG. I mean, I honestly think that was better for us because he wastes Protect. His Amoonguss is still in. Both Pokemon with the Heat Wave. Not much you can do about it. I'm gonna get a free Thunder Wave and Heat Wave off. He might try to flinch me here, which would really suck. I mean, that would really suck. I think Heat Wave would have knocked out the Amoonguss because it's Life Orb Heat Wave. But, I don't know, he could have been like Aqua Berry or something. Even though that's really highly doubtful, because who uses Aqua Berry Amoonguss? Well, I guess I did once, but that's not the point. That's not the point, people. That's not the point. The point is we knock out this Metagross or something, and he is going to draw down Metagross, realizing he needs it. Going into that Hydreigon. I caught you red-handed. Heat Wave does connect. This should knock out Amoonguss. I'd be surprised if it doesn't. Yeah, it knocks out Amoonguss. As I told you guys. Oh, we got a crit. I don't think it mattered. Unless it was like max special defense. But I think most people run bold. We get a Thunder Wave off onto the Hydreigon. Really slowing down this Hydreigon's my goal. As now, Scrafty outspeeds it. And that's very good. That's very good. Greninja's gonna come out. Alright, how do I want to handle this? I think he's gonna low kick the Heatran. Yeah, this has gotta be physical Greninja. He's got Suicune. I'm gonna switch out Heatran, go into Gardevoir. I'm gonna Thunder Wave the Greninja. He might protect Greninja, he might just go for the attack. I could see him just going for the low kick onto Heatran, like being very aggressive because he really needs this Heatran away. So my win condition, basically, I feel like my win condition, I already have a Scrafty, so I feel like Scrafty wins me the game anyway. But my ideal condition here is having Heatran and Gardevoir on the field, so I can threaten both Metagross and the opposing partner with Gardevoir. So that's basically what I'm aiming for. It's why I'm going with Thunder Wave. It's going to be my best speed control. And this Rotom Wash is putting in the work. This Rotom Wash is really putting in the work. So let's see. It depends. Does he protect or does he attack? And if he attacks, it's probably low kick. Or maybe he's Gunk Shot into the Rotom Wash slot. No, he has Scald. That's interesting. That's actually very interesting. Scald into the Gardevoir. Gets the burn, which I'm actually not that bummed out. It's Life Orb Greninja. We do get a Thunder Wave off onto the Greninja. Actually, if I Thunderbolted the Greninja, the game would have probably been over. And Hydreigon gets paralyzed, so well, we don't know what it's going for. It's probably going for like a Draco Meteor into the Rotom, maybe a Dark Pulse. But here, I think I'm going to go for the Hyper Voice, And I'm going to fund away the Hydreigon slot because I feel like Hydreigon's probably going to want to switch out into the Metagross. And yeah, I really could see that Hydreigon switching out to Metagross. And if it doesn't, it's probably going to protect. And if it protects, Greninja's most likely going for the attack. And if Greninja goes for the attack, not a big deal. Not a big deal. He's probably scared because he knows I could probably knock out both his Pokemon. So I think Hydreigon does switch. Well, even if, actually, I don't think he switches out anymore now that I'm thinking about it, because he probably thinks I'm going to fund about the Greninja and Hyper Voice the Hydreigon. Actually, no. If he gets the Metagross out here, it's probably his best play to protect the Greninja and switch out into Metagross, because Metagross needs this position. But no, he's going to stay in. What am I going for? I think Hyper Voice will KO Greninja. It's probably mixed, so it's probably the naive nature that lowers special defense. Nope. He doesn't protect. Hyper Voice gonna come through, knock out both Greninja and Hydreigon, which is big. That's big. And we find a wave into nothingness. So now, I mean, his Metagross has Ice Punch. It probably has Zen Headbutt, Iron Head, and Protect as its moves. Well, actually, we saw Protect, so it's Ice Punch, Protect. Probably Iron Head and Zen Headbutt are the moves. I'm going to switch out Gardevoir into Heatran to take a possible Iron Head, but he's probably going to Zen Headbutt this Rotom Wash slot anyway. And I'm kind of fine with that, so I'm just going to Thunder Wave the Metagross slot and switch out to Heatran. That way I could just Earth Power Thunderbolt the following turn for the knockout onto the Metagross. And yeah, I think these two games I've actually just been playing perfectly. As Heatran's going to be coming out, and he actually does go for the Iron Head into the Gardevoir. Kind of surprising since Gardevoir really wasn't a threat. We're going to get a Thunder Wave off onto the Metagross. That's game. Because a Life Orb, Earth Power plus Thunderbolt will knock out this Metagross. And that's exactly what I'm going to go for. I mean, there's no way for my opponent to come back from this. We do get the Earth Power off onto the Metagross. This should do 75 to 80 or 90. Guess the special defense drop does not matter. The Thunderbolt is going to come through and knock out this Metagross. So this is going to be a pretty dominating episode of VGC Baek Battles, which I don't think I've had one in a while. But yeah, two pretty strong games with this team. I think I'm just showing off the power of Thunder Wave, Rotom Wash, and the Revolving Door of Intimidates. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Another announcement I would like to say is that I've updated my blog. If you guys don't know, I do have a blog. It's in the link in the description down below. It has basically team reports of teams I use on YouTube, and I'll probably use it for other stuff too, but right now just team reports and stuff. And I actually put that Mega Glalie team on the blog. So if you guys were interested in my Mega Glalie team I used in April, go check that out because it's on my blog right now. And I'll be updating my blog weekly now because I never realized it was actually kind of popular. You guys actually do enjoy the blog. So I'm going to make that a thing now where I do it every week for every team. So yeah, go check that out if you haven't already. If you haven't checked me out on Twitch, follow me at twitch.tv/JamesBaek1. I was doing viewer battles today, and if you guys wanted your chance to battle me, definitely follow me on Twitch because I am going to be doing more streams more often. Actually going to say that because I am going to be doing it. I'm going to follow through. I'm going to take YouTube and Twitch seriously. Getting some new equipment because I did get some money for my birthday, so I'm going to use that to help finance the channel. Get some new equipment, maybe some new audio, maybe make a few new layouts and stuff. A lot of cool stuff coming soon, guys, and I hope you will stick with me for it as we make our road to the Pokemon World Championship. That is in August 21st to 23rd, where I will be competing for that World Championship title. So hopefully, you know, I get a top cut at least. That's what I'm aiming for. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Leave a like, support the series, and I'll see you guys next time.